So Scary Bob here. This is the second final game in the finals for the Logitech G Series tournament between Exertus and Archaea. Archaea, with a pretty strong showing, basically took the first round with some very good marine play. So, seeing here if Exertus can, do the same thing to follow up with a strong play themselves. Putting Archaea on the back foot and at least win this matchup versus Archaea. Pretty standard, quick second hive drop. It looks like a lot of alien competitive teams are switching up to the quick second hive drop, and then getting infestation the second RT drop as soon as possible. It's a good matchup preventing you from getting res locked early game because you have two RTs going instead of the one. But looks like Zups and Llama figured, there's going to be a flight, a second hive drop, and they're pushing to this. Graham getting over there as quick as he can, with Fana and Tane coming up back as support. So they see the hive. It's only about a third grown, so let's see Scram, Fana and Tane. They're pushing in, see if they can get this. Scram looks like he's probably going to go down here. Oh, Fana goes down. Llama goes down, and let's see if Zups can clean out Tane and Scram, and he does not. So they do save the hive. Scram is going to go Gorge to get this some defenses and this hive built. But Illidan has been, going around the map and just building these RTs. He's got Reactor, he's got Atrium up, he's building Crevice at the moment, but Traffic's, so you can see, he's actually underneath this platform here. He's going to sneak around to try to catch Illidan off guard there. Gets a Parasite in before, going down to Illidan there, so Marines up to 4 RTs to Aliens 2. And they're going a more standard phase tech route, which is commonly seen in these matches. So Exodus not trying to go with Exodus there. And then Tane goes down to Zups after killing Elmo there. So Eagle Eye doing some attacks, taking down Ventilation RT. Marines start data. It is a close spawn hive. For aliens, which usually is a problematic for aliens because Marines can get in there and just shoot from the doorway more or less. But looks like Exodus actually putting pressure on the expansion hive on the side of the map. Squirrely Zups and Illidan trying to shoot these Hydras down, but not stuff. They get one down, but it looks like they're getting cleaned up by this team of Sculpts that just came in. 2 Hydras down. Oh, they killed all 3 Hydras. So. I'm not sure if that was really a great trade for Exertus. Those Hydras do cost 3 P-Res each, but the person, Scram, going Fade or Gorge here, it's not like he's saving that P-Res for anything else. He's just saving for Hydras as a Gorge, so it's not exactly the best thing. It does protect them, slow them down from getting defenses at these places here. But the downside is from that push is that Exorcist is losing all their RTs in the north and northwest side of the map. But they're making up for it by trying to get a phase up here in Crossroads. Eagle Eye sees them. Looks like trying to get close enough to Zups and Squirrely, but they're having none of that. Looks like this phase gating is going up, although Leap is up. That hive did finish, and Leap is research, so that'll help Archaea actually close these distances between its Exorcist players. I mean, this is 2 European teams, and so they've both got and a European server, so they both got very low pings, meaning we shouldn't see too many problems. And Koroyu gets down there from Elmo and Bama's focus fire. Scam trying to defend this RT here. He's got some clogs and he's got some Hydras going. Switch back to sub-axis hive. But this is the problem with the sub-axis hive is, from the east side, Marines can just stand on this platform up here and shoot down. From the west side, they can stand in this hallway here and shoot into your hive. It's not a very good hive for aliens. But they're doing a very decent job of keeping up from Marine pressure there. And taking on these RTs. I mean, Marines are down to only 2 RTs, it looks like, at the moment, because Reactor is not built. And losing the phase gate in Crossroads, I'm surprised. There goes the Zups, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to save the phase gate in time. He does kill Tane, but Tane sacrificed themselves to get a few last bites to kill that phase gate. So that's a pretty big blow to Exodus there. They needed that forward phase gate to kind of give them some mobility around the map. Archaea was able to kind of get away without phase gates last round, mostly because they were doing a bit better shooting than Exertus is now. I mean, Exertus is not doing a bad job, but remember, they were already 5 minutes in, 3, 2, 4, 5 deaths on exercise. I mean, at the same time, Archaea only had maybe 2 or 3 deaths per player at the most. Archaea is doing a fine job of keeping these Exertus players on the back foot, especially keeping their res flow down. I mean, they've equalized the res flow down. They've just got that armory up, but we're not seeing any sort of higher tech or weapons being researched. Looks like Eagle Eye cleaned up Illidan, and then Atrium is not taking that RT, so they're gonna Exodus is gonna lose another RT, and they're gonna be actually below. Look at this, 6 RTs lost. Looks like they're finally getting up ventilation RT Llama, but Trafnic sees that's going in. There is an RT in Crossroads, and they got the phase gate up in some reception, so it's a little easier to defend. It's a little closer to this flat hive, allow them to attack the hive. But Illidan's going in by himself. Looks like he's trying to maybe sneak in and kill this Gorge. Yeah, it's going to try to catch Scram off thing, but Scram, and he does catch Scram. Scram was almost to that hive. He could have jumped into it and protected himself, but Illidan was pretty sneaky there. He caught Scram out of position and got a kill on him. But, he delayed just long enough to get, now Llama and Squirrely here. They're going to take down this RT in flight. Koryu and Eagle Eye trying to defend there, but Koryu goes down. Eagle Eye is by himself against these 3 Marine players. Maybe he does catch Squirrely trying to retreat there. It does take him down, and Llama is now by himself. Illidan has actually gone down to Comp Lab. I'm not sure what Llama's going to do against Eagle Eye here. Goes down to Eagle Eye, Illidan and Elmo. Illidan kind of abandoned Llama there. They had a comp lab with Elmo, and I'm not sure it was a great choice there. They do get the RT down, so they got aliens down to 1 RT. But they have done a quick 7-minute Onos drop. So this is going to be problematic for Exodus. Exodus does know how to counter this strategy, as we saw against their matches with Inversion. Did a very good job of armory blocking, especially on Tram. Inversion's attempts to even do a double Onos push on them. Unfortunately, at this point, Exodus doesn't have enough res flow to actually do a lot of these armory blocking. They only have 1. They do have 5 RTs at least building, if not built at the moment. So they've kind of cut back some of those RTs, but they only have 8, 10, 13 res in the bank. I had to spend most of that on rebuilding these structures, rebuilding these RTs. Especially they've lost 9 RTs. Not necessarily the best thing ever for them. And they have no research tech besides mines. This is one of those positions where it'd been great to have like an armory here to protect this Onos from going, but they're just gonna, they're giving up that. They're just gonna recycle that. They're pushing on sub. It's a great way to distract them. Actually, they're doing a significant amount of damage, so they sacrifice that phase gate to try to take down the sub-axis hive. Koryu's out of position, and they do a great job by Exertus to get that Onus out of position, attacking that phase gate, so they could push into sub-axis and kill the hive. Koryu gets there, but it is too late for him to save the hive. And a great way to come back for Exodus. They're all going to die here, of course, but not a bad play since they got a phase gate in. I guess this part is maintenance access. Yeah, maintenance access. Great way to sort of a feign sort of play to get those aliens out of position, especially this Onos. Shotguns have finally been researched, but they're down to 3 RTs, lost 11 so far. Looks like 12 is going to be here shortly. And aliens, although they've only had about 3 RTs for most of the game, that's been enough for them to get this research and tech going. They just dropped that second hive. They've only gotten a leap so far. They put all that a lot of that res into getting that Ono sub. So far, it hasn't really hurt them because they've been doing a great job of keeping Exertus's resources low and forcing them to put most of their money. I mean, 11 RTs lost is 1100 res that Exertus has had to spend to replace them. So there are 1100 res that they've lost in the series of all those things. That's money they could have put to tech. That's money they could have put into chairs. And you can see here. I mean, we're 10 minutes into the game, and Exertus has shotguns and mines and phase tech. That's it. I mean, granted, on the other side, Archaea only has leap, but they have that Onos out, and he's just going back and forth between these hives. He's not making that same make a say. He's going to defend this hive. Fana looks like he sees what's going on here in maintenance access. Phase gate is going up again, waiting for Koryu and Scram here. So we might see the three of these push in and try to kill that phase gate real quick. Koryu is just gonna hang out here. Unfortunately, I'm not sure he knows this, but his little snout, the tusks there on the top of his Onos is actually sticking around the corner a bit when he was that close. But now he's just mostly hanging out here, trying to maybe bait some of these Marines coming in, but they're not having it in it. Exodus is actually trying to do some armory blocking here. Sub-axis hive is finished, so leap is back up for Archaea. So even though they lost that hive, Exodus wasn't really able to push that advantage well enough. At the most, they used that time to basically get their RTs back. Not necessarily the best use of their money, but of their time. But they do have to get those upgrades going. Squirrely looks like he's probably going to go down to this bush. Oh no! Elmo comes in and cleans it up. So good job at Elmo saving Squirrely there and that phase gate. So now it looks like Blink is going. You have a few Archaea players, Fana, Trefnix, Tane, close to getting phase gates there. That armory was not in a good position, actually. I'm not sure Exertus has a solid ideas of what the best armory locations for blocking Otis is, because he was able to just easily jump over using those these little prop boxes to jump over that ledge and just bypass the armory thing. It looks like they're trying the strategy again to get that Onus out of place while they push the flight control hive, and they have taken it down to 36%. So Exodus is doing a great job of getting this Onus out of position so they can push in and try to take down a hive here, and it's getting close. Looks like Koryu, knowing he can't save this hive, is like going to try to push into the Marine base and force them to beacon. I'm not sure it's being successful now. Oh, this hive does go down. So Squirrely and Zelp's just barely getting less bullets before they get killed. So great play by Exertus to keep this Archaea team on the back foot. Archaea does have enough money to redrop that hive, but I'm sure that's not what they were hoping to be spending all this res on. Koryu doing a good job of staying alive, though. As long as Koryu is alive, they're just buying the time. The traffic has gone fade. Expect Tane and Fana to go fade soon enough. Blink is up, but with that second hive down, it's going to be a while before those phase can actually get access to it. Koryu looks like he's trying to get down this phase gate again. And Exodus is just going to say, let's just recycle this stuff here. There's no point in trying to save it there. I got that phase gate going again in Summer Reception. So they're doing a good job of keeping aliens on the back foot and putting these phase gates in good positions to attack these hives. They've taken down sub-axis once. They've taken down flight control once. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that's going to help them because they've just it's been dragging out long enough that Archaea is going to have fades on the field, and fades are going to be the death of this Exodus team. Archaea has deadly fades, and there's no way around that. Trefnix is just cleaning up this team here with Tane and Eagle Eye. I mean, that push was just devastated before they can even do much damage to this hive here. And finally, Exodus is getting weapons and armor 1 going. There, looks like they got weapons 1 down and armor 1's going. A bit late for armor. I mean, with only armor level 0, they're going to take 2 swipes from these fades to go down, so it's imperative to get that armor up as fast as possible. Dane giving a nice job to them, but traffic's coming in, just going to clear up squarely. Probably just going to go around. I mean, he goes around and snipes these players and retreats back. He doesn't have Blink yet, because that hive is not grown, so he's trying to just stay alive there. Corey is coming in as the support. Scram's going to go down there. The hive is 50%, but it's going to get up, I think, before they kill it. And that means Trefnix and Fana will get Blink. So Fana does now have Blink, and they will clean it up. This hive is 13%, so pretty close. Eagle Eye was trying to get that phase gate down, but Llama comes and clears it out. But now Fana and Koryu and Trefnix are going to descend this phase gate, and I think it's going to die right here. Otherwise, these Exertus players are going through, but it's a meat grinder. You got, was it 3 fades now and an onus there? I think Exertus, they did a good job of killing those hives, but they weren't able to really seal the deal. I mean, they able to kill the hives, but not lock down those positions so the aliens couldn't redrop there. And so now they're paying for it. They let Archaea get 3 fades here, and they're trying again. I mean, it was a strategy that was working, and there was only that Onos and Skulks on the field. But I'm not sure they're going to be able to pull it off with 3 fades on the field. They're just too mobile. They can go from flight to sub-axis back to flight quickly, and the power goes down in maintenance axis. Illidan sees Eagle Eye, but the darkness is going to give Eagle Eye the advantage there, and Llama, Llama's just going to go down there, and that phase gate, just no power. It's going to get recycled right there. Subs looks like he's sneaking around, maybe trying to snipe this RT, but there's 2 hydras kind of preventing him. It looks like he's going to try to sneak into... Oh, probably try to get a phase gate in maybe that location there. The biggest problem is that's using the sub-axis power node. So not only will they have to get the phase gate out, but they don't have to run into the alien base, with several players run around the Eagle Eye. Looks like you got a commander drop fade gate for Eagle Eye. So Zups is going to get taken down there pretty quickly with Eagle Eye and Fana. So Archaea players have gotten 4 fade strong. I'm not sure there's much Exertus can do at this point. They do have armor 1 and level 2 weapons going with shotguns. But at this point, they're just going to slowly lose RTs until they can't do anything. Phase gate in Atrium, so they've got a little more defensive, realizing that they're going to not be able to push very well for these fades, at least until they start killing some of these fades. At least get a second techno location defended. But they're quickly going to go down to 1 RT, or it's like 1 RT at the most here. I guess 2 RTs. Yeah, just data, and Atrium. Phase gate in Crevice. So they're not giving up this aggressive phase gate play, except no longer putting in this between Sump Reception and Crossroads, putting it up in Crevice, put some mines around it, defend it. They know they need to get some more res flow there. They still have the res flow advantage, but at this point, with so many fades in the field, aliens don't really necessarily need that res anymore. Archaea's fade players are very good at staying alive, so not even have to worry about getting res. And if you see Koryu, even if he dies, he has enough almost to go Omnos again with just P-res. So does Eagle Eye. Looks like Exertus is trying to do some Onos blocking with some armories, but one isn't going to block that Onos there. So in the meantime, Zups and Trefnix are actually duking it out under this overhang here, and Trefnix just cleans them out. So looks like Exertus is mainly just trying to get some res flow back, but Fan and Tane, they're just, deadly as Marines playing with other 2 phase. They're just even deadlier. So they're just gonna go around the map and hit Exertus where they're weak. These underfetted RTs. Because Illidan trying to push in the crossroads, but he takes him out. Fen is taken out squarely in Atrium, and Tane is, working on this phase gate here. Fen's going to join him, it looks like, in a second here. I think they're going to lose this phase gate. Looks like, yeah, and there's Koryu. He takes a face full of mines. They start working on this phase gate. 4 Exodus players are dead. 5 now. Yeah, and they do have 2 IPs, but they're just dying too fast against these Fades. These Fades are being deadly. Third Hive going down in Crossroads. No phase gates up, and I think Exertus is pretty much done at this moment. Looks like they do it a last minute, maybe push into sub. They can take down sub Hive, and they can still have a chance here. But they're basically out of res and out of time. It's a 20-minute match, so a little longer than most competitive matches, but I don't see Exertus lasting much longer anyways. So those Fades, they were up in Atrium, and look how fast they got back down here after killing that phase gate. And they just cleaned up Exertus. And Exertus can read the writing on the wall, and they know it's a done deal. So second matchup goes to Archaea. Good play by Exertus. They did take down 2 Haas, both sub-access and flight control once, but never really able to, effectively, push their advantage in that time. Archaea was able to defend those positions and reach up the highs and finish it off good. So TRC, yeah, and there we go. Archaea is the winner of the match.